How to survive every extreme nature boss. Let's start with the minor environmental glitches that barely count as a threat and slowly work our way towards the absolute server clearing disasters on the list. Number 10, Quicksand. Now, movies tried to convince us this was a game ending boss, but in reality, it's a low tier hazard with a pathetic kill rate. Obviously, as of right now, you wouldn't stand a chance against a coordinated environmental update, but by the end of this video, you will have the knowledge to not only defend yourself, but also come out victorious every single time. After all, knowing is half the battle, and the other half is pure luck. Let's begin. Number 10, Quicksand, the pathetic glitch. You have entered a 1v1 against a patch of wet dirt. This is a matchup where the opponent has zero mobility, but attempts to inventory grief your entire body. First off, do not start spamming the jump button. That just increases your weight to surface ratio and sinks you faster. Since humans are less dense than quicksand, you actually have a natural float mechanic. All you have to do is lean back to increase your hitbox on the surface and slowly wiggle your legs to let water back into the sand. Once your legs are free, just backstroke to solid ground. It's an easy W, and honestly, if you lose a 1v1 to a puddle of mud, that is a major skill issue. Number 9, Wildfires, the area of effect boss. Next is a boss that specializes in area of effect damage. Wildfires have a movement speed that makes the 13 miles per hour Komodo dragon look like a bot. They are basically the world's way of spamming fire spells across the entire map. If you see smoke, you've already entered the simulation. Do not try to outrun the fire in a straight line if it's behind you. You aren't fast enough, and your stamina bar will hit zero way before the fires does. Instead, find a safe zone with no fuel, like a body of water or a large rock slide. If you're built like Figure 1, you might try to hide in a ditch, but without clearing the brush, you're just tenderizing yourself for the boss. Number 8, Lightning, the one-shot mechanic. Number 8, Lightning. This is the world's most common one-shot mechanic. Imagine you're out in a field and the devs decide to target your specific coordinates with 300 million volts. If your hair starts standing up, that's the telegraph for the boss's ultimate attack. You have approximately 3 seconds to react. Do not lay flat on the ground, that just makes you a bigger target for ground current. Instead, perform the lightning crouch. Ball up on your heels and keep your feet together. You're basically trying to minimize your character model so the bolt chooses a nearby tree instead. If you survive, you'll probably walk away with a cool scar and enough aura to last a lifetime. Number 7, Tornadoes, the Base Raider. A tornado is basically a 200 mile per hour blender that specializes in unsanctioned cage fights, where the cage is made of flying debris. If you're outside, your first goal is to avoid the tornado's hitbox entirely. Don't bother trying to outrun it in a car unless you have a clear path and a massive head start. If you're stuck, find the lowest point of the map, like a culvert or a ditch, and lay face down. You're trying to minimize your character model so the debris flying at permadeath speeds misses you. If you're at home, get to the basement. You want as many armor layers as possible between you and the outside. Number 6, Flash Floods, the surprise attack. Flash floods are the assassins of the desert. They specialize in the surprise attack, usually when you're enjoying a beautiful day in a canyon. Suddenly, a wall of water closes behind you. If you're in a narrow canyon, you have just entered a 1v1 against 50 tons of liquid concrete. First, keep your eyes on the high ground at all times. Luckily, floods are capable of being predicted if you pay attention to the world updates. Weather reports. If the water starts rising, move to the highest ground immediately. If you get caught, don't try to swim against it. You'll just drain your stamina. Grab a tree and pray the devs fix the physics in this area. Number 5, Avalanches, the stamina drainer. The Avalanche is a tank build made of frozen water that currently has a terrifying win rate in the mountains. This fight always begins when you accidentally trigger the vibration mechanic by shouting or skiing. Once the snow starts moving, you have entered a high-stakes simulation. First, you must remain completely calm and swim through the snow to stay on the surface. As the movement stops, you must create an air pocket around your face using your hands. If you don't, your oxygen stats will hit 0 in minutes. It's a slow motion 1v1 that requires 100% focus and a lot of heart. Number 4, Tsunami, the ultimate charge. Let's place you in a short story so you can see in real time how these disasters actually go down. You're at the beach, minding your own business when suddenly the water retreats, exposing the seafloor. This is the boss, charging its ultimate attack. You have approximately 5 minutes before the ocean decides to delete the coastline. Do you A, pick up seashells, B, take a selfie, or C, run to the highest building? If you chose options A or B, congratulations. No one enjoys being around you and you're now dead. The correct option was C, find a reinforced building and get to the 3rd floor. A tsunami isn't just a wave, it's a massive surge that maintains its damage over time for minutes. Number 3, earthquakes, the server instability. This is a boss that attacks your very foundation. When the ground starts shaking, the devs are essentially testing the server's stability. If you are inside, do not run outside. Flying glass and falling loot, bricks, are the primary causes of permadeath here. Instead, find a sturdy piece of furniture and drop cover and hold on. You are essentially creating a temporary shield build to protect your weak spots. Once the shaking stops, exit the building before the Aftershock DLC begins. Number 2, the hurricane, the clan boss. Hurricanes are what happens when the wind and rain decide to form a clan with numbers as high as 100 miles wide. This is a marathon, not a sprint. They will attempt to aura farm your entire city by flooding your basement and taking out your power grid. To counter this, you need to have a pre-game kit, water, food, and a battery-powered radio. If the devs issue a mandatory evacuation, that is your cue to leave the server. Standing your ground against a Category 5 hurricane is a pathetic move that usually ends with a one-shot. Number 1, the Supervolcano, the final boss. Does it get any more pathetic than this guy? Camping underground for 600,000 years, and then one-shotting an entire continent. The Supervolcano is the ultimate tank build. When it decides to go live, it's basically an update that patches out life for 1,000 miles. The primary threat here isn't even the heat. It's the volcanic ash, which is basically tiny shards of glass that turn your lungs into a non-functional item in minutes. If you aren't already thousands of miles away, your only strategy is to hunker down and seal every gap in your house with damp towels. It is the ultimate test of your survival build. And let's be honest, for most of us, it's good night. Outro, tone, friendly, but edgy. But hey, at least you'll go out knowing the stats. If you want to keep leveling up your survival knowledge so you don't get uninstalled by a random environmental glitch, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below on which nature boss you think you could actually 1v1 in an unsanctioned cage fight, and I'll see you in the next simulation. Easy W.